Okay, welcome everybody to the first session of Hanfugirls Talk. This is hosted by Eustacia and myself, and we've got guests, Junita and Qiao Wei. So today first we're gonna have tea.
Yes, so this is the Silver Tips Jasmine Tea. And Silver Tips actually has a connection to Song Dynasty. Can you guess what?
The tip of it.
Yeah, so the tips are really the buds, which are the best part of the tea, the finest part. And in Song Dynasty, there were two types of tea. One is called Pian Cha, the tea cakes. And those were made only with buds. And they are very strict. They said when you pluck it, you have to use only your fingernails because you don't want your human sweat to touch the tea.
Wow.
But now we don't have the tea cakes anymore, but we'll do song tea later. But these are in loose leaf form and they're scented with jasmine for like 6 days. So it's a very natural, very smooth scent. What do you guys think?
Very good.
Because I just did an article on song tea yesterday, right? Because they were saying that instead of tea just before like Qingming, which is about April, song period was even earlier, which is like first like bud of April came about. That was about March. So they were very particular about different types of tea as well.
And I think the best time really would change with the weather. Because if you have weather change, climate change, then what would be the best time start to shift across the years. But that would be really up to the farmers to tell us when is the best tea, and not just to stick to just Qingming or pre-Qingming. Yes.
Okay. So anyway, today we're here to talk about cultural appropriation.
The hot topic now.
Yeah.
In
particular, the Dior mummy entry. I mean, it's been 1 month, nothing happened, nobody cares, and like people probably I don't know. I mean, I just felt like it's very annoying that a brand so big has no decency to apologize after making a blooper, and they've not done it like once. They've done it a couple of times with different cultures, and they've always gotten away with it. I mean, big brands do that, but it's just that since that we are on this topic and we have like the mummy and trim that in my collection, we can just talk a bit more about it. Yeah.
So let's start with the mummy and trim. Where is it from? What time period? And what makes it so special compared to a normal skirt or even a kilt?
Okay. So, what was your reaction when you first heard it?
I heard it from you, so by then I was like really get worked up. No, I was a bit confused at first over why it was copying, because to me skirts are very similar. But after seeing how you explain the front and back panels, I was convinced that it was very unique, and that's why for me, I think the lack of apology, besides the apology, the more galling thing was that they never credited Chinese mummy and trim as a source, because maybe as they credited it wouldn't have been an issue, but the lack of credit was the part that was really appropriative for me.
Yeah, I mean, so there are few like sources of what mummy and trim came from. One of them was that it was from the nomadic tribes of the north during the Ming Dynasty, which is about like 14th century, 13th century, and then they were using it for horse riding. But if other sources that I found, it actually traced even further back to Song Dynasty, which is like what we're talking about tea, right? It's about like 10th to 12th century. They've got this skirt that the courtesans wear. It doesn't have as much pleats at the side, but it's basically just flaps. So I can, I did a video telling you the differences, but so essentially it opens up front and back. So and they use it to ride donkeys, not horses. Yeah, so that was the original. It's called the Xuan Qun, and then it developed into the mummy and trim that we know today. And the thing about kilt is that it's one piece of fabric wrapped from the back to the front, and then they overlap in the front. So it's quite different from song or
mummy and trim. It would be harder, let's say, ride a horse and a kilt because
I don't know actually.
I'm
sure they do. They ride horses.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, the Highlands, they.
Probably. But the mummy and trim will be easier because you can open up the sides. But wouldn't it be hard to just wear it in skirt?
No, I mean, kilt's really short, right?
Yeah.
So it's much easier that way. But mummy and trim is really, really long. It's like, at the point when it became mummy and trim in Ming Dynasty, they were really wearing like pants beneath, and it was really like a decorative kind of dress already. And it's got weaved gold because of the, it's brought in by the Mongolians during the Genghis Khan period. So it's very, very different kind of purpose. It's more ceremonial than casual. Yeah. And the mummy and trim that we saw Dior copying was really based on the Ming Dynasty evolution, which of course for like a couple of 100 years they stopped doing it. Well, actually not. It still continued until Qing Dynasty, and then for like maybe a few decades it stopped. But Chinese Hanfu lovers, they brought it back about 5 years ago at least, and
it's everywhere.
Yeah, so definitely Dior sort of copied from the modern Chinese adaptation of the mummy and trim, because it's still a bit different from the traditional mummy and trim. Yeah.
So So I think Juanita is ready with the 马面裙 to show us.
I'm gonna try out my 马面裙. Okay.
She has the pants ready.
Yeah, I wore pants inside, and it's like, this is the 马面裙 that the Hanfu, like modern Hanfu creators have created based on the artifacts. You can see it really looks like a Dior one, and it's made out of 2 flaps. So you've got the front flap, you've got the black flap. This is my legs, you know, and then you can open it up. So it opens up the front, and I tie it around my waist. You can see that, you know, when I tie it around, it's at the back, right? And it can open up at the back as well.
So there are 2 flaps essentially, which is very different from the cube, which is just one piece, right?
Yeah, so you can see that in my back, I can open up. On my front, I can open up as well.
It looks very
Yeah,
comfortable.
and it you know, I love to pair it with a very simple basic top and go for events because it looks really, really formal, and the pleats really make it look really, you know.
It's very gorgeous.
Yeah.
I would want to wear this. It's time to get the modern version for all of us.
Yeah, you know, and the best part is when you spin, it looks really, 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 really nice with the
What's
gold, the
your-
weave gold.
Hanfugirls warrior.
Yeah, I used it for one of my shoots. Yeah. So this is the 马面裙 that Dior copied blatantly,
Blatantly. Very.
unapologetically.